What is good, NIO family? It's Rey-Jay back with another video, and in this one I'm going to be talking about the one and only NIO stock and what you should be looking out for the future. I'm also going to break down some very important information about NIO and provide you guys with a very important warning I have for all NIO investors, for all investors in the stock market. I have something I need to share with you that could be very, very vital for the markets going forward. Now, before I break anything down, before I get into any more details, I do have to mention a couple of things. I do have to talk about some very important disclosures. Firstly, I'm not a financial planner. Make sure you take none of this as financial advice whatsoever. And also, if you guys can, please smash the like button if you want to see more videos like this. It not only benefits me, it benefits the entire NIO community as a whole. And the last thing is, if you guys can, please check out the Webull link down below and in the description. If you sign up for Webull, the link down below, and deposit $100 into the account, you're guaranteed up to 12 free stocks, each worth up to $3,000. And the best part is, any could be a free NIO share. It's a limited time offer. That offer ends in just 4 days. Check it out before they run out. With that out of the way, let's get on with the video. So NIO did something very interesting today. I told you guys, looking at some historical data, that when you look at the charts, okay, NIO is entering a very pivotal zone. Now, what was I talking about when I said that? Well, for many weeks, NIO had a tendency back in December. I'm sure you guys remember me when I was talking about this. NIO would basically fluctuate between 12 and about 13.18 to about 13.42. So the mid $13 range, from there up until about 12, we would just go back and forth. And we had this trend for many, many weeks. It went on for about 3 straight weeks, just going back and forth and back and forth, bouncing back and forth. And what happened was, I mentioned this zone. And I told you guys, look, for NIO, if NIO could temporarily get a breakout depending on PCE, which ended up actually coming in at expectations, maybe a little bit lower, so that was pretty decent. If NIO got a break above 12, then we have this zone where NIO could be in. Once again, between the top of it is going to be, let me just highlight where the top is. The top of this zone is like at this 13.4 to 13.18 area. This is like the top area where this is where resistance is pretty heavy. And then the bottom is around $12 support. It could even extend to about 11.8, but more towards 12 back then. What did NIO do today? NIO basically started off at exactly 12, basically very close to 12, right? We trade sideways, and then we push up to about 13.22, right in this zone I was talking about. Then we got a rejection off that, and we traded kind of sideways as the day went on. But NIO was still up over 4%. Awesome to see. Congratulations to NIO for being green. And we also have big data coming out next week when it comes to their deliveries and things like that. So it's going to be very interesting to see. Now, I want to note that we also have the FOMC meeting on the 1st of February. We're just 4 days away from it, maybe like 5 days, but we're so close to it, okay? This is going to be so important because the Fed is going to talk about what their rate hike decision is going to be, and it's going to affect how the whole market ends up moving. So now the real question is NIO going to keep popping, or is NIO going to come down? All right? And here's my answer to that. When you look at NIO's historical performance, NIO has a tendency, and we could even like say that maybe NIO could outperform the market in the very beginning of February, depending on deliveries for like the first couple of days. It really depends on deliveries data. But besides some little factors like that, if we just ignore those small factors in the news, for the most part, NIO moves with SPY in the QQQ. Look at them side by side. You could see they came down together, they popped together, they came down together. NIO kind of outperformed it in the beginning, like here, thanks to their June numbers where they did very well. Then we had a bit of a downtrend. QQQ caught up. Then QQQ started dumping and NIO was dumping as well. They both popped up, they both came down, and now they're both popping. So it's clear the stock market, how it moves, is going to affect NIO. And that's the reason why I have some warnings for everyone. I did mention this yesterday. I want to just mention this again. Do not forget, smart money, they lack confidence in this rally. They're not confident that the market is going to keep going. But retail traders, right? Dumb money. Everyday people, they think, oh, the market's gonna explode. We're gonna go to all-time highs. Oh, we're about to rally really hard. Every time we get these divergences, right? Look at this peak right here. I'm sorry, this bottom in the market right here. Smart money was bullish, dumb money was bearish, and then the market pushed up. Then when the market pushed up, smart money was bearish, dumb money was bullish, then the market crashed. And then at this extreme low level right here, we actually saw something very different. We actually saw smart money less, actually they were more bullish, and then dumb money actually slowly turned more bullish. So they were very similar at this bottom here. But then when we get to the extreme level, let's look at the extremes. Back in August, dumb money was bullish. Everyone thought the market would just keep going. At least retail thought we're going to go to all-time highs from here, we're going to keep going. And then smart money was saying, hey, I don't trust this rally, the market's likely going to dump. And then what happened? The market dumped, right? Smart money was right. Then down here, when the market made the new low in October, smart money was confident in this, in buying down here. And then retail, dumb money, was scared. They thought, oh, we should sell down here. It's not going to work out. And then the market just ripped. So it's very interesting to see. When we pushed, let me show you something else. I think this is the push up in December. When the S&P 500 pushed up in December, we got the small rally to 410, remember? Dumb money was bullish, very bullish, thinking that the market was going to explode super, super high. Smart money was bearish. Smart money was saying, oh, the market's going to come down. I don't trust it. What happened? The market came down, just as smart money had thought. Then we got the big bounce on SPY. We pushed up, just like how we're pushing up right now. In real time, we're pushing up. And who is buying at these high levels? Who is super, super bullish? Who is doing it differently? The answer is smart money is actually not confident in this pump. The pump we're seeing right now on SPY. Smart money is not confident in this. They're not buying up here. But dumb money, retail, right? The people that typically come out at the bottom, they're bullish. We're getting another massive divergence. Does this guarantee anything? No. But it does have a tendency of being right. The second thing I want to talk about is on the daily on SPY. I think we got our crossover with the moving averages. Did we get a golden cross? I think we got very close to it. So it was awesome to see, but look at the wick at the very, very top. This could be a topping signal. Similar to, let me show you another example, like uh, right here. Look at the pump back in, this was August. We have this topping candle, the topping wick that formed before the market started to reverse. Could this be what we just saw today? It's very possible. And I say that because when you look at the charts, the first thing is we have a bearish divergence on the RSI and the daily. On the hourly, we have another bearish divergence that's forming, hidden bearish divergence right here that formed right about here. So I say this because the RSI was at these low levels. It was only at like 70. Back here, this thing was at what, 72, 73 at these lower levels. There's clearly a divergence. Once again, suggesting we're going to see a big rug pull. Am I guaranteeing that? No. What did I tell you guys? I told you guys I predicted the top would be between 402 and 406. I cannot tell exactly where it would be. And I was also open to turning into a bull. And I said, if you want to turn me bullish, if you want to convince me that this is going to keep running very hard, like a lot of people on YouTube and all over the internet are believing, well, we need to get a clean break and hold above 410. And then we also need the Fed to not be way too hawkish, right? That's what we need. Are we getting that? So far, we failed because this doesn't guarantee that the top is in, but it could be in. Because what happened was we pushed to about 408. And at 408, there's a lot of resistance here. The 408 and then 410 area as a supply zone. We have strong resistance here. We touch 408, we come down, we try again, we failed, and then the bears came in and smacked us down back to 405. See that? We dropped almost 1% in just like 15 to 20 minutes. Pretty fast drop for SPY's standards. My point in saying all of this is there's no guarantee we're going to break 408, and we could be forming a very hard setup for a lot of investors. This could be a trap, and that's why you have to be very careful. So, what are the possibilities? Let me explain. If you want NIO to fly, if you want NIO to just keep going up there, okay? Here's what we need. We first need a good deliveries report. And then on top of that, we need to see SPY and the QQQ continue to push. We need to see SPY break 408. We need to see it get to 410, break 410, get to 411, hold it. We need the Fed to not be way too hawkish, not rug pull us. We need earnings to be decent. If all those things happen and SPY breaks 410, keeps going and keeps going, 411, 412, 420 could come on SPY. NIO could explode to the upside with the market. It's very possible, right? It is a possibility. So far, we have not gotten that, and there are many signals suggesting that the market is going to likely reverse. The market's going to start coming down, right? We have the gaps down in SPY, in the 370s and beyond. We also have the divergence between smart and dumb money. We have the extreme levels of the VIX, the low implied volatility on SPY, and also the NASDAQ has a rising wedge. There's so many things suggesting there's a possible reversal coming next week. All right. Now, my warning for NIO investors is yeah, we're pushing up. Could we break this level? Yes, it is possible. It depends on deliveries and things like that. But NIO has two gaps in the 11s. We also have a pretty significant gap in the 10s. This thing could come right back down, especially if the whole market gets rug pulled next week because of Jerome Powell and the Fed. It is still possible. Don't you ever count it out because it can always happen. All right, be very careful. It also depends on big earnings, so please be ready. But my point is, all right, I want you guys to just be ready. I want the best for everyone. I just want you to be prepared for this. All right. I'm not going to go into too much detail about like price predictions and stuff, but I do want to note that could NIO pop in the very beginning of February because of deliveries? Sure. But then going into like the FOMC meeting day, going into other factors, going into how the market might perform based off earnings, if the whole market does get the reversal, like my technical signals have been showing so far, NIO will likely come back down and start filling a lot of these gaps back to the 11s and the 10s, okay? Do I like saying that? No. I want NIO to just start flying, and I believe this company will fly. But for the short term, just like what Elon Musk said, I'm going to make a video about Elon Musk in the future too. Uh, he did say some important things about the stock market. I will talk about that in just a couple of minutes. But my point is, okay, the market could be unpredictable for the shorter term because of the Fed, because of other factors. But for the longer term, I'm still a big bull on NIO. I think NIO is going to squeeze. I think NIO is going to kill it with deliveries, and fundamentally, it's going to get stronger. We're going to see this stock price soar to the 20s, the 30s, the 40s, and beyond, in my opinion. I'm still bullish long term, but for the short term, there is still more pain to come, in my opinion. And I want you guys to be very, very careful. Anyways, thank you all so much for listening. Please remain calm, cool, and collected. Do what you have to do, and I'll see you guys in the next one. NIO to the moon, and peace out.